Well, Mehzad, welcome on stage. How are you doing?
Great, wonderful.
Evening this morning.
Yeah, that's splendid.
Mehzad, I've seen him do a panel last year, and so he's a good observer of the breaches or let's say the violation of SOPs. So let's start with that, right? From your perspective, I think once a definition पे से reiterate कर देते हैं. What is a proactive cybersecurity landscape and what is the parameters of the reactive landscape? How do you differentiate those two?
So just to differentiate and just to make it more interactive, just would like to give you one example. 2-3 years back, I own a house, a home made by one of the builders. So once we moved there, we found the second day the windows was broken. So I called the guy, he came, he said, no worry, we can provide you free of cost service and can replace the window. Great, I was happy. After 1 week, again, now the glass was broken of that window. I was very upset. The guy came, he said, no worry, free of cost, we will replace this. And that time it was COVID, error. So we found that window was not able to actually see the environment. So we again called the guy and said, yes, we can change it. So some viruses came inside our home because of that window issue. Right? So the window was keep on breaking and the guy was keep on coming and overall experience was very, very bad, right? So it was a very reactive approach. So I was just thinking, it is my home, and at the end of the day, it's individual complaint. Think about this millions of customers who are the victim of, again, I'm not here to talk against Windows, but all vendors, whenever they give the solution by default, most of the time, it's not secure. And nowadays, we are so immune, whenever a package comes, no even single excuse comes from these vendors. They simply say, okay, go and install. And now it's up to us to arrange the restart time, the outages. So now we are so immune to this type of very reactive approach. And that needs to be changed. Because in case of my home, they come support to the builder, right? Because that is the blender. But blender inside Open and all these big names, it has become so common that no one is willing to blame them. And that is a very reactive approach. Now you talk about proactive, right? Proactive way I will highly recommend. I'm not sure how many of you right now sitting beside the tables that they know about tabletop exercise. Right? So in a proactive way, all mature organizations they are supposed to have tabletop exercise because whatever we talk here, we talk very high. I will do this and that, but eventually you can test as a litmus test. You can always check if you can conduct and simulate some kind of a actual attack, and without actually going outside, calling all involved parties and doing this tabletop exercise can help you to understand whether your HR, whether your legal, whether your ICT, whether your other departments are aligned with the core ICO, because that will be too late to call this guy. Now the incident is there, please start joining and helping. So as a collective approach, arguably speaking, all the organizations, whether it is small or big, and because it will not cost too much, will have to adopt the culture of having their own tabletop exercises, which can actually give them a kind of roadmap about their gaps. It itself is the art. God forbid it is a ransomware attack. The most of the time the money which they are demanding is in Bitcoin. And how much time it takes to open a Bitcoin account? More than 7 days. Right. So imagine, ideally, assuming worst case scenario, all big organizations should have this type of accounts in their hand. No matter they will decide not to pay to these criminals, but assuming a worst case scenario, all these rehearsal, holding statements involving corporate communication, giving some rehearsal to your CEO that be proactive, you should know what forbid if there is an actual security attack. Right. Are you in a position to talk on your behalf in front of media? Because the media will come with a lot of sides, discussion. all this, as a productive measure can be adopted to enhance your security posture.
I think I'll touch upon two more things. You talked about the vendors, right? And I don't want to name a particular vendor, but almost every big cybersecurity vendor has also been breached. Last one that I remember was SolarWinds a couple of weeks ago, where somebody in there is being charged for fraud by the Department of Justice in the US, that the security vendor themselves knew about the vulnerability and they kept it hidden for a long time. The police is doing upon identifying it,
and I have, by the way, great sympathy with that guy. His name is Mr. Brown.
Right.
He's the CEO of SolarWinds. Really, my face become more reddish once I came to know that the client they're gonna put that guy maybe in the prison and also some financial charges.
Yes.
They're also gonna say that he may no more join any other organization. And I was just thinking maybe if you go and say to that guy, he will be having a very better story that he was putting all possible measures. There might be budget, not available, might be board not actually listening to him. So eventually, this type of thing comes after that successful incident, and which is a very bad thing. And it is a very alarming situation, I will say, for all India, because this day has started. And I think the blame should go, around the organizations. All, executive level, they should take the ownership. Because it's not only one guy, as my friend said, it's not only Pavel group, it should be blamed in case of a security incident.
I'll give you my personal experience, right, which, 2 saal pehle, I was called into a meeting, and I won't name the institution because some people are sitting there as well. And I was an outsider, right? I'm a guy who's always been a technology vendor. So one of the institutions they called me in and said, we've had a breach. It's been about 2 weeks. We're trying to revive the systems. DRFI did not come up as expected. Can you come and help us recover this? And by the way, and this is a Pakistani context I'm trying to put in, there's no criticism. I was asked to do daily briefings to our intelligence firms as well, because that institution was an institution of national interest. So I'm not a hardcore technical guy, and you want me to do a daily briefing for 2 hours to our intelligence that rolled up all the way to the Prime Minister's office. So one of the things I said on the remote call was, I said, I'm not putting my hands into this because you're on fire, right? The house is on fire, you want me to go put my hands into it, I'm going to get one. And there's already a CISO, I want to go meet with him. So the person who invited me was on the top-notch position in that institution. He said, you want to meet the CISO, it's fine, but I think they're going to get rid of him anyway. So I did go meet the CISO, and it is pretty close in Karachi, by the way, at the head office. Okay. And when I went to this guy's office, I opened the door. He's not amongst the top user group that we have here, right? And the poor guy was just saying, he was expecting to be fired. And when I actually spoke to him, Karachi-based, the guy had serious issues with the way he was supported. He had all the tools, but nobody was helping him from the infrastructure side. He had issues with the management because they had to go through a massive, complex procurement cycle. So while I respect the fact that CISOs become the scapegoat, generally speaking, I think it's a responsibility of the overall corporation to make sure that you don't put one guy and then get a consultant like me to come and then become the face of it. And that conversation went to the fact they want to give me a 3-year contract, by the way. Okay, you come in and develop a program for us. So remember, I'm already the backup in the institution, right? And you say, who's this idiot who's come from Dubai and he's going to take our jobs? I think that's what I refer to proactive SOP. So my question was what technology stack you use on the reactive side, but proactive side, how do you monitor assets? How do you maintain hygiene? So from your perspective, Mehzad, knowing the Pakistani industry, you work for several institutions, right? What are the key things that we actually overlook, which are the basic hygiene stuff within the CISO's domain, where SOPs either are not defined, yes, but not implemented, or the management and leadership don't recognize that that's important or critical. So what are those SOPs?
So for this type of SOP, again, let's give you real life example. Whenever, let's say, the data launched their new car, they never expect the customer is supposed to drive this car with 200 kilometers per hour and then let them know whether brakes are already working or not. Isn't it? Right? It is the sole responsibility of the vendor. So in one of my previous organizations, I was really surprised. Like I did my whole pentest, I did the full security assurance of all of our websites, everything got canvas. We eliminated all possible security bugs. But at the end of the day, it was given to some, I will say, kind of marketing agency company to upload these websites and keep on updating normal stuff like icon changes or the color change, right? It's typical cosmetic stuff. You know what happened? One day I got a call that our website, the previous organization, our website is fully compromised. Say what? He said, Mr. Keel, you are responsible, please, because you have already given us a quite good assurance. So finally we came to know, no matter your clearance is great, at the end of the day, you are at the mercy of some third party, and if they are not even having a simple antivirus solution on a so-called simple laptop, so they keep up uploading all marketing material, that is totally beyond my control, isn't it?
Sure.
And we ended up actually, passing statement on the media, it is not our other fault, but who will actually, rely on this type of blame, because ultimately we are responsible. So the lesson learned is, you can't actually, this is a new area, you can't leave external entities as your own. You have to also make sure that कहीं नशे में वो तन्हा ना रह जाए, in masti they are going back and they are really have the same control which you were preaching within your organization. They are running your big assets, big, corporate assets in the form of digital footprint, your website, using the same control, you are gonna hit the failure. Sure. And this actually, it's not like a Bible. We really need to make sure they are flexible enough. I'll give you an example, the idea of if there is a fire, then you would like to put some mechanism to break break the glass. So break glass phenomena. So what happened in this field of all this digital transformation recently happened in Japan. Okay, so they made sure the whole digital transformation mechanism is totally priceless, is no currency being utilized. So one day there was a big earthquake and all of the ATM machines, they were down or they were demolished. So no matter you are a very rich guy and you are not owning currency in your pocket, you will have to actually beg in front of the utility store, please rely on me. I can return money, but right now I don't have access to my ATM machine. Sure. So these type of manual SOP and automated SOP, they should remain there, keeping in mind the break glass mechanism.
I think let's see here at this conscious time, right? The Bible we talk a lot more about AI and machine learning and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
We see a huge influx, generative AI is becoming now a little more rampant. All vendors who are in AI space, like conversational AI, cybersecurity, next thing we are getting ready for generative AI. I don't think we can digest it today, the current state of AI that's available, right? So ChatGPT being a classic case and so on and so forth. Individuals, just like a mobile phone, started uploading data, not realizing the implications. Like Elon Musk are warning us about how the dangers could be in the long term. Two questions on that front. One, how is AI and machine learning impacting threat hunting in the first place? And second, as the hunting gears up, of course, the attacks will also get smarter, and AI will be plugged into that zone as well. Pakistani context, we talked about the fact that hygiene नहीं है, थोड़े से basic SOPs need to be flexible, but we still have a long way to go. Immediately, we have a storm coming our way, which is around AI and machine learning, right? How do we tackle threat hunting with the AI and machine learning today in Pakistan? And second, how do we actually leverage whatever history we have, the minimal history we have, to make sure that we are aware of the threats as well. If hunting over here, reaction over here, दूसरी side over here, how when machines start attacking us, and it's happening now better in certain countries, it's a matter of time. It's not about, if, it's a matter of when. So how do you actually cater to those two things?
Nawan, to be honest, in the interest of time, I'm very afraid of what's happening in the name of AI and machine learning. Right now, my movie is being made, which is more than 20 minutes, with high definition. My voice is being recorded. To be honest, that is the simple demand of someone sitting in darknet to create my avatar. I did this analysis myself, and with this avatar, it just required not 20 minutes video, it just required 2 minutes of your video with high definition quality, with clear voice, and then forget this audio leaks. We talk about that.
Sure.
You just give 2 minutes video to anyone of that community, and they can exactly mimic your voice. with your facial expression and create an avatar which can talk on their behalf, and suddenly one video may come to the social media, Mr. Maman, Mr. Mehzad is talking something rubbish. And you know the pace of reaction in our society, I'm sorry, we have very less tolerance, which is very, very risky in our society. No one will believe it is not you and me who have mentioned this. So they will come and make sure the guy is no more. So I'm really thinking that now today or later on we should have this level of exposure in the media. Maybe now we should remain and start, living a very humble life. No more social media, no more camera. To avoid this, I will say a real Dajjal has landed. Believe me. Apart from all great benefits of AI, if it is in the hand of this criminal, believe me, it can create a fuss. Maybe next year you will find all over the world the divorce rate has been increased. You will find a lot of big surprises. So yes, we should respect AI, great advantage, great benefits, but keeping in mind that it has its own other side of the dark world, and we all need to pay great attention and be very vigilant and always make a habit of now say, I will challenge this content. Sure. Don't go and immediately rely on the content cross-check. So I think that's the only way, we can, live a healthy cyber secure lifestyle. Sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Mehzad. I'll just put some closing comments on what's happening elsewhere and just take a couple of minutes for creativity. There was a recent list published, I think, last week, where they identified the global influencers in cybersecurity worldwide. And we all know what's happening in the Middle East with the war and so on and so forth, right? One of the sensitive topics I want to be careful about is 80% of the influencers in cybersecurity are designing the next generation AI and machine learning protocols which will impact cybersecurity are from the other side of the world. And we, as Pakistan, are effectively, it shows the Middle East was they're trying to change that. We become consumers of these technologies, right? So imagine, Sahar mentioned the word weaponization of technology, right? In one of those 8 things. If this is being weaponized, and to the fact that you said, we already a bit geopolitically, I would say, vulnerable. Accurate, our IP landscape is far behind. Maybe haven't even adopted cloud to a degree, maybe that's a good thing. Uske baad we're trying to talk about SOPs, and immediately you got this big storm that there's a machine learning coming our way, right? I think we as a nation, one has to talk about it a lot more. We do that in the afternoon panels, but even at individual capacity, my humble request is do research about it and talk to kids about it, because Muslim people, they're not even aware of what's coming out of it. So first, government passes awareness generally on technology as well. Like machine learning, I think is going to come to us like a blink of an eye. Like I said, the Dajjal has arrived. Yes, I think the Dajjal is accelerating. He was already here a few years ago, and he's now spreading the wings. Real arrival happened now. Correct. Dusri part, I think global landscape mein, we talked about skills this morning. We are relatively short of quality when it comes to representation. Maybe technology level we have the skills. A lot of bright students and universities are doing a good job. One, we don't have the infrastructure for research. Maybe Karachi, if you remember last year, there was a professor on stage who was heading a very large university. Apparently, हम quantum computing सिखा रहे हैं बच्चों को. And I said, quantum computing आप सिखा नहीं सकते because you have physical infrastructure. And there are a lot of European labs which will not give you access to the infrastructure. Middle East के लिए बता रहा तो हम तो किसी PC copy line में करेंगे. And he said, but हम YouTube से सीख रहे थे. तो हम जो सीख रहे हैं वो भी prescripted है. जो उसका curriculum design कर रहा है, उसके intent और controls weak है. US is suffering big time with the lack of controls, which is why I think US government launched an AI governance model recently, but they're trying to put better controls on how AI will be developed. Lekin I don't think we have that luxury, right? Funding नहीं है, resources नहीं है, knowledge नहीं है. The last piece is for us to be aware that at least मुझे पता होगा कि मेरे result कहाँ से आ रहा है, right? So I think talk about it, discuss it, research it. We are here to talk about it in the afternoon, but please, for God's sake, start discussing this with your kids as early as year 5 and 6. My kid goes to school. And he just wrote a small line of code to robotics support. He's only in grade 6. And he just came back to the competition, won that competition, and I asked him, did he talk about security of that code? He said, no, I was, we all made a code, we got a robot and it acted. Imagine now my son can place an AI program and all our national tests automatically come addressed, right? So that's it, I think, for now. If there are any other topics you want to discuss, we'll talk about it in the afternoon. Thank you once again. Pleasure to meet you and we'll see you in the afternoon on the panel. Thank you.